Okay, so let's talk about a thing called SOS, which stands for Shiny Object Syndrome. And you might be one who is very familiar with this if you are an online business owner, an internet marketer who has been going at it for a number of months or perhaps a number of years, and you just can't seem to go anywhere. So in this video, I want to share with you a couple of tips that have helped me overcome shiny object syndrome and actually get results in my online business. So first and foremost, what is shiny object syndrome? If you're in the online marketing space, you probably are familiar with this. Otherwise, what it means is you buy a product or a course or some type of masterclass or blueprint, and you somewhat implement it, but then at the same time, you see another offer that's very intriguing, very enticing, and so you buy that, and that is what you call a shiny object. You get sucked into these shiny objects, and then you buy product after product, and you feel like you keep spinning the wheels and aren't going anywhere in your online business. So what this all comes down to, when the core of the issue is distraction, because you are so distracted with so many different paths, courses, blueprints, and many ways that you could approach online business, you pretty much aren't going anywhere, because it's, when you think of it, it's kind of like multitasking. Multitasking may seem productive, but it's not in the end, because you're putting, let's say, 50% into one project and then 10% here, 20% there. In actual fact, what you should be doing is focusing on one thing. I know it's easier said than done, but it is something that does take discipline and does take some practice. And in this video, I want to share with you a few of those tips so that you can actually start getting results in your online business. So the first tip I want to share with you is knowing your optimal time. So what do I mean by knowing your optimal time? Well, it all comes down to when is your most productive, when are you most focused and giving the most attention throughout the day. So personally for me, it is in the morning. So after I drop off my daughter to daycare, I go to the gym, come back, have a good breakfast, and then that's when I'm the most creative and productive. At least that's what I've observed and experienced. So during your most optimal time, that is when you want to work on your growth tasks, things that actually grow the business, not admin or emails and social media. Things like that can wait until you're kind of out of that optimal time window. Brian Tracy, in his book called Eat That Frog, his concept basically shares, you've got to eat that most ugliest frog first before anything else, before you do anything else. So whether your most optimal time is very early in the morning, or if you're a night owl and you're a bit more nocturnal and seem to get more done when everyone's asleep, then that's when you should get or eat the most ugliest frog first. The second tip I want to share with you is that you need to be really clear on your goals and what you want to achieve in the end. What's your objective? It's quite common sense, I know, but just picture yourself in a car. If you don't know what your destination is or where you're going to go, then you don't know where you're driving to. So it's the same with your life and your business. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve in the end? The more specific you are about your goals, the more tangible it will be. So let's say you want to build an email list of 10,000 email subscribers, but when do you want to achieve that by? You got to put a date to that. And then once you have that down, you want to list down what are the action steps. What are the things you're going to do to get to that objective? When you know what your goal is, you'll know what you're going to be working on each and every day. Now, the third tip I want to share with you has to do a lot with your mindset, and that is persistence and consistency. If you're in a state of mind where you're desperate and you're looking for quick results, that's probably the worst type of position to be in, because you're going to be seeking those get-rich-quick schemes and obviously those shiny objects that will always come to you. So you'll always be distracted and you'll never have any filter. So again, when you have a clear goal, you'll know exactly what you're going to do, and you'll have that persistence just to keep going no matter how many months or years it may take. So persistence is one thing, but consistency is also another, because if you're not consistently taking action on a particular task or a particular project, then you aren't going to see any results. So I think the great thing about being persistent at something is that you'll get better at it. And as I say, it's like practice makes perfect. So if you keep doing something, then you'll have a lot more experience. You gain that experience you'll make those mistakes and failures and learn from that, pick yourself back up and actually improve and get better over time. The next tip I want to share with you is having filters, and that's something I kind of touched upon in the previous tip. So this all comes back to having clear goals in place. When you have clear goals in place, that's when you'll say no to different things and you'll say no to distractions. So whatever tools and products that come and bombard you, you'll know to say no and when to say yes to certain tools or courses that may help you further your, get closer to your goals. When you say no to things, that's when you'll actually be able to stay on course, not get distracted, and put in 100% focus into that goal or goals of yours. Now, the fifth and final tip I want to share with you is from something that I read from James Clear. And he shared something that he read from Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett has this productivity and focus sort of approach and principle and sort of strategy that he uses to get things done. So you can put the right amount of focus and attention to the right things and most important things first. So it's called the two-list strategy for focus. And what you're going to do is get a sheet of paper and write down a list of the top 5 things that you want to achieve, the top 5 goals you want to achieve. Now, your goals could be about your life, it could be about business, your career, could be about your relationship, but you can do this actually in all different sort of aspects of your life and business. In addition, you could write these goals down in terms of long-term or short-term goals. So long-term could be anywhere from 1 to 5 years or 10 years, and short-term could be anywhere from like a week or a month or even today. So once you've written your top 25 goals, what you're going to want to do is circle your top 5 most important goals that you want to achieve. Now you know the top 5 most important goals that you should be focusing on and putting 100% attention to. The ones that you didn't circle are basically the avoid at all costs list. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not important and to avoid it altogether or eliminate it. What this means is that you're basically just focusing on the top 5. Once you've succeeded and achieved that, then you move on to the next set of 25 goals. Then you kind of do the rinse and repeat again. Because over time, your goals always change, and it doesn't mean that you're fixated to those top 25 goals of yours. So this exercise helps you eliminate any distractions and focus in on what's most important. So there we go. Those are a few tips to help you overcome shiny object syndrome. Now, the last thing I want is for you to feel overwhelmed with the tips I just shared with you. So it's not about just implementing all 5 of these tips. Just pick one, implement it, and that's where you can make those 1% improvements every day. So I hope you got value from this. If you did, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, hit that subscribe button and bell notification so then you'll be alerted of any new videos just like this. Thanks a lot for watching, and be sure to watch these next videos to help you grow your online business further.